Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, and the Easter Bunny. What do these three have in common, other than the fact that you probably shouldn't believe in them past the age of 8? Why, they are all elusive and mysterious characters who give plenty of gifts to those they deem worthy. The world of video game definitely has its own Santas. Not actual red guys with huge beards and bellies, of course, but extremely rare and hard to catch NPCs who will reward you with an amazing prize if you manage to find them. And that's what we're here to talk about today. As I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and these are 10 extremely rare video game NPCs that reward you for finding them. Number 10. The Revelers, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Now, one of Skyrim's many secrets are the random encounters with strangers that can trigger as you travel around the map. Each encounter is a unique event featuring one or more NPCs, and whether you come across a specific event, well, that's completely up to chance. And one of the most rare encounters that you can have is a meeting with a group of revelers. These NPCs appear on the sides of Skyrim's many roads, drinking and celebrating, because sidewalks are apparently the perfect place for a party. And when you approach them, one of them invites you to the celebration and offers you a bottle of honey brew mead. If you already have the correct bottle of mead in your inventory, he will instead congratulate you and reward you with a powerful amulet that increases your carrying capacity by a whole 25 points. Now, it's already rare to be able to find these revelers, and doing so while keeping the correct bottle in your pocket is even more improbable. However, the reward you get for it is so useful that it's good to bring some honey brew on your journeys just in case. But if you don't, you can always, just steal the amulet from them. I'm just saying. Number 9. Skeleton Horse, Minecraft. Although diamonds are the most sought-after item among Minecraft players, there are actually far more rare and valuable things to be found in the game's blocky world, like the fastest Minecraft mount that can only be encountered after an extremely unlikely event. The Skeleton Horse is a unique hostile mob that spawns only after a regular horse has been struck by lightning. The mob is aggressive upon spawning, but the player can tame it by wrangling it and putting a saddle on it, turning it into a lightning-fast, pardon the pun there, steed that can easily outrun most other mounts in the game. The only problem with obtaining the Skeleton Horse is that, if you've ever played Minecraft, you know just how rare lightning storms can be. Now combine this with the possibility of one lightning bolt hitting a horse instead of its usual favourite target, which is your bloody house, and it's easy to see why so few Minecraft players actually get to keep one in their stable. Luckily, if you are interested in getting one, the internet is full of tutorials and strategies detailing how to increase your chances of causing lightning to hit a horse. Brilliant. Number 8. Secret Moblin, The Legend of Zelda. Now, if you're an OG Zelda fan, you've probably heard the phrase, "It's a secret to everybody." It's been commonly used in many Zelda parodies and memes, and yet, despite its frequent occurrence in our media, its source is probably one of the most elusive creatures in the history of the Zelda series. The Secret Moblin is a hidden NPC in the original Legend of Zelda, who likes to hide inside caves and, unlike his surface-dwelling brethren, isn't hostile towards Link. The Moblin awards you a hefty sum of rupees for finding him, uttering the phrase, "It's a secret to everybody." And let's just say that his words are probably the biggest understatement of the year 1986. Finding the Secret Moblin is one of the hardest and rarest accomplishments in the game. In order to discover his hidden lairs, you need to burn through so many bushes and blow up so many walls with bombs that the map will look like a devastated war zone afterwards. His appearance is an even bigger novelty than finding the old man, and that is saying something considering that guy is also a cave-dwelling hermit hiding in holes and cracked walls. Number 7. Crystal Lizards, Dark Souls. Crystal lizards are a staple of Dark Souls, whose rare but prominent appearance in the game has led to similar critters showing up in other From Software titles, such as the Scurrying Beast and Bloodborne, for example. At their core, the lizards are tiny and rare enemies who drop valuable upgrade materials upon killing them. In practice, though, they're one of the most elusive and hard-to-find NPCs in the entire game. Due to their small size, fast speed, and tendency to flee, it can be very hard to spot a crystal lizard while exploring the map. You might spot their shiny backs in the distance, but by the time you realize it, well, the critter will already be bolting to the nearest crack in the wall. This, combined with their valuable loot, naturally makes them very sought-after creatures, which in turn has led to the creation of many tutorials, discussion threads, and posts trying to come up with strategies for finding and killing them. If you're struggling to get your hands on one, you can actually consult one of these posts to make the hunt a little easier, although don't be surprised if these sneaky little guys still manage to evade you. Number 6. The Scribe, Fallout 4. One of the best armor sets in Fallout 4 is the Apocalypse set. The only way to obtain all 2 pieces is by recruiting 2 unique merchants to your settlement and buying it off them. Now this may sound easy at first glance, but in reality, recruiting one of the merchants is one of the hardest challenges in the entire game because of the extremely slim chance of finding him. The NPC in question is TheScribe, an ex-member of the Brotherhood of Steel who can agree to become an armor trader in your settlement. The only way to come across TheScribe is via a random encounter in one of the few crossroad areas in the Commonwealth. The chance to have him completely appear is random, and given that there are plenty of other events that can trigger in these areas, most of which are reoccurring, you can put hundreds of hours into Fallout 4 and never come across him. What you can count on, however, is finding the same band of cookie-cutter raiders over and bloody over again, because if there's anything that Fallout 4 never has in low supply, it is lazy game design. Ooh, brother. Number 5. Shadow Chester. Don't Starve. So Chester is a unique passive NPC from Don't Starve that can only be encountered by finding an eye bone. The creature acts as a mobile chest, traveling alongside you while you hold its eye bone and allowing you to store up to 9 items inside it. Because the eye bone is a fairly rare item, appearing only near cobblestone roads, finding Chester can be a pretty tricky thing to do. However, the true rarity and worthiness of Chester comes from discovering one of his powerful hidden forms. During the full moon, if you fill Chester's slots up with nightmare fuel, the fuzzy storage unit will transform into Shadow Chester, increasing his inventory space by 3 and allowing you to access the items you store in him from other magical items, such as the Magician's Chest and Top Hat. Shadow Chester's existence is obviously a huge secret, given how rare nightmare fuel is, plus how long you have to wait for a full moon, and how unlikely it is for somebody to come up with these steps in order to complete the transformation. The process is well worth it, however, as extra inventory space is always in short supply in Don't Starve. Number 4. Hidden Merchants. Castlevania 2: Simon's Quest. Castlevania 2: Simon's Quest is a game filled with weird NPCs, from townswomen who invite you into their house to restore your health, to villagers who straight up lie to your face just for the sheer thrill of it. Basically, each character Simon encounters is usually more bizarre than the last. However, the strangest NPC of all of them have to be the ones that are the hardest to find, which are the game's so-called merchants. Despite what their title might suggest, you can't really find these goods peddlers at any marketplace or bazaar. Instead, they like to conduct their business behind secret passages and fake walls that you can only discover using holy water. For this reason, it can often be quite difficult to come across one, but this rarity comes with an appropriately beneficial reward. Each hidden merchant has some unique weapon or item for you to buy, like the upgraded chain whip from the merchant in Veros and the dagger from his friend on the other side of town. Is it weird that these guys are selling you things where no one can see them? Yes, it is. Does it mean that you can get a good deal out of it? Probably. At the very least, you don't have to worry about other customers buying their stash before you get there. Number 3. Poseidus, World of Warcraft. Poseidus is one of the randomly spawned elite mobs from World of Warcraft that has gained notoriety among the game's community for being one of the rarest creatures in the game. This giant seahorse appears at only a few select locations in the underwater sections of the Shimmering Expanse and the Abyssal Depths, with a very low spawn rate, which makes it rarer than the proverbial unicorn. To make things even more challenging, Poseidus is frequently hunted down by droves of players trying to get the rare loot it drops, making your already slim chances of finding one even slimmer. This said, the search for this sea unicorn is well worth it, as the loot that people seek to get from this creature is the Reins of Poseidus, which allows you to summon a smaller version of the creature as a mount. The appeal of cruising the bottom of the sea on a giant majestic seahorse is definitely strong enough to make most WoW players justify hopelessly swimming from one spawn point to another for hours on end. It's like the American Gold Rush, but with digital pets instead of precious metals. Number 2. The Golden Horse. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom introduced the ability to construct improvised cars and rocket ships, but the game's most reliable form of transportation is still the horses that run around Hyrule. Not all of them are equal, however, and if you care only for the best, it's the rarest of breeds that you should be looking for, more specifically, the legendary Golden Horse. The horse is a one-of-a-kind creature that used to belong to Princess Zelda. In order to even learn of its existence, you need to start a side quest related to the princess's disappearance, which will lead you to the general location of the horse. Afterwards, the process of actually finding them out is a long and strenuous journey, involving a dangerous trek through freezing mountains, tracking it through blizzards, and finally taming the steed by expending a large amount of stamina. Not everyone playing this game even hears of this horse, and even fewer people even bother looking for it, but actually acquiring this shiny legend is well worth the trouble, as the mount has one of the best stat lines in the game, not to mention a glorious golden coat that will make you look like royalty as you stride across Hyrule. And number 1, the Jackalope. Red Dead Redemption. Now, Red Dead Redemption's very Weird West DLC Undead Nightmare introduced plenty of odd supernatural phenomena into the game's setting, but that doesn't mean that there weren't any extraordinary creatures in the title beforehand. As a matter of fact, the base version of Red Dead even rewards you for finding one, although it's easier said than done given how rare and sneaky it is. We are of course referring to one of America's most adorable cryptids, the legendary Jackalope. Hunting down this odd deer and bunny hybrid is necessary for unlocking the Expert Hunter outfit for your Marston, and if you're aiming to get your hands on it, you best prepare yourself for hours of scouring the wilderness and squinting at random bushes, because this creature is so small and effortlessly blends into the environment, meaning that finding it is a real struggle. It also doesn't help that it is very rare, being the only one of its kind, so your chances of finding it are as slim can get. I mean, after all, the clothing set you get for catching the Jackalope is called the Expert Hunter outfit, so yeah, maybe you should have known that going in, but still, boo. And there we go, my friends. Those were 10 extremely rare video game NPCs that reward you for finding them. I hope you enjoyed that, and please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. Hope you're treating yourself well, my friend, with love and respect, because you deserve the bloody best, alright? And I'll speak to you soon. Bye.